Today we're going to make this dish, chicken francaise. It looks like this. I'm going to show you the ingredients right now. This is 1 pound of chicken, but it's ultra thin. So, you can buy it this way. What they do is they slice it, they fillet it, and then they put it through a machine and it gets it real flat. Otherwise, you fillet it by yourself, go do it in half, okay, the big thick chicken breast, and then pound it with a mallet. But, if you can buy it, it's a lot easier. It is a little bit more expensive though. Okay, we have eggs, we have flour, we have white wine, parsley. Parsley's always so nice in it. It just makes it look good. We got lemons. We're gonna use, I have 2 lemons here. Might not need all of that. The recipe's for 1 pound. All of the ingredients are right in the description. I got chicken stock and butter. We're gonna need non-salted butter, obviously. Olive oil, salt and pepper. Oh yeah, one more thing. So at the end, and this is a personal preference thing, some people like the sauce on the thinner side, some like it like ultra thick, which, a lot of times like catering, weddings, like chicken franchise is just a really popular wedding dish. It's always at weddings on the East Coast. But if you want to make it real thick sauce, you can use this cornstarch, and that'll do the trick quickly. What I do is I normally take pieces of butter, a couple tablespoons worth of butter. I mix it in the flour that we're going to use, and then I throw it in there and it thickens it up a little bit. And so this parsley, this is really big parsley here, so there's some big stems. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove the stems, most of the thick stems. If your kids are helping you, this is a great thing for them to do. Chicken franchise is an Italian-American dish. It's really important in a lot of Italian dishes to have a really thin cutlet. Whether you're using, veal, say you could use pork for this too. You want it thin, and pounding it out, learning how to fillet and pounding it out is a really, it's a good skill to learn. You'll have to do that when you're making braciole, a lot of dishes. So you'll save money by doing it yourself. You'll save a lot of time by buying it in the store. So yeah, these are really thin. They run these right through through a machine. I want nice slices. It looks nice at the end. Sometimes you get lucky. In the lemon, there's not a lot of seeds in the lemons. I do suggest in this, because you're going to be using it in the dish, we're going to sear these lemons. I suggest you take the time and pick the seeds out before you use it. So I'm going to use this many to sear it, and then this juice I'm going to use to mix in with my wine and chicken stock. This is another good job for your kids to do, right? All right. You can season with salt and pepper the flour, but I recommend just doing a lot of salt and pepper on that chicken before you get the flour on there. It'll lock in the salt and pepper into the chicken. You want a flat dish for this so we can dredge easily. And dredging means when you put your chicken in, you get it on both sides and then you shake off the excess. Okay, and just beat the eggs until they're smooth. You could do it again right before you're ready, to do everything. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then we're gonna set up our frying station. One more thing, if you're doing a lot of chicken, I'm using a pound right here, which is roughly 9 thin cutlets, so even for a pound, it's a good idea. Set your oven at the lowest temperature it'll go, like 170. As your chicken comes out, just keep it on a plate. You can put paper towels so it drains a little bit. Put them on there. Put them in the oven after each batch. 170 is it's not gonna really dry them out, but it'll keep them warm. So at the end, when we're tossing in the sauce, we don't have to be putting cold chicken in, and it's just gonna take too long to heat up. I dried these off prior. If they're like soaking wet, just make sure you dry them off a little bit. Okay, salt and pepper on both sides of the chicken. And don't be shy with the salt and pepper. Chicken needs a lot of salt and pepper. Chicken doesn't have a lot of flavor. Ideally, you want a pan like this, but bigger, so you can fit a few at a time. I'm gonna turn my heat to about medium heat, maybe a little bit higher. We want to get it nice and crisp, and this chicken's ultra thin. It's only gonna take a couple minutes per side. Okay. Just a bit of butter, bit of oil. Get your chicken in the egg, both sides coated. Okay, and then shake it off. And right in the pan. This is a simple dish with a non-stick. So it's just, nice, a lot of salt and pepper right on that chicken, flour, egg, get it in there with a little butter, olive oil, and it's about that, just controlling that heat. If it's too high, you get one a little brown, totally fine. Wipe it down the pan, and then the next one, lower that heat a little bit, and you'll be set. All right, so I'm gonna finish the last one, and then we're gonna make the sauce. Okay, I got my lemons. Oh, I didn't get the seeds out of that one. I'm gonna sear them for a couple minutes. Use a dry white wine. This is Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, any type of dry wine, just not a sweet wine. And not cooking wine, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna let those sear. While that's going, I got a bunch of pieces of butter. I'm gonna add it into my flour and just toss them in. We're gonna use this to thicken the sauce. If it's not thick enough, we can use a slurry of 1 or 2 teaspoons of cornstarch to 1 ounce of water, mix it up, put it in right at the end, let it boil out for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then you're set. Okay, lemons are good. You can do about a half cup of white wine. A half cup of white wine and chicken stock. Turn your heat to medium high to high. I'm gonna boil this out for about 5 minutes. And if you want, you can add a little bit more lemon juice too at this point. Or you can wait to the end and taste test it. I'm just gonna put a little bit in. Okay, and I'm gonna save the rest in case I need it. Just letting it go. Gonna let it thicken a little bit. So this is how it looks right now without doing anything. See that? And if you want more sauce, I think I mentioned it already, double or maybe 1.5 times all of the liquid ingredients. So there's a cup of chicken stock. There's a half a cup of white wine. Maybe do 3/4 cup white wine, 1.5 chicken stock. If you want more sauce, especially if you're gonna serve over pasta, which I don't normally do. Lowering the heat to medium low and taking my butter and flour mixture, getting it in there, and going to stir this all together. I'm going to turn my heat up a bit. You gotta get that flour to cook out for a minute or two. Okay, here's my sauce right now. If you like it on the thin side, like that, you're good. If you want a little thicker, take cornstarch. Did 2 teaspoons here with 1 ounce of water. I'm gonna add a little bit in right now. I'm gonna turn my heat up. Just a bit. Okay, here's all my chicken. Okay. And I'm going to gently get it in there. And it's hot already because I had it at 170 in the oven, just keeping warm, Okay, we're all set. Here it is. Let's get some nice parsley on here. Taste your sauce, all that, a little salt and pepper if you need it. I'm gonna put a little bit more pepper on there. So, my wife and my daughter are not home yet, but my son is. You really want to eat this right now, right?
Yeah.
But we gotta wait for them.
Why not? Why?
He wants to eat it all right now, which I don't blame him, but we're gonna wait for them. If you run out, if it gets dry, which it will if you're waiting for somebody, say put it in the fridge. If you want to make a little bit more sauce, just use your wine, your butter, your chicken stock, all just a little bit more. In fact, the pan, if it's sitting right there, I could just add it in right now, heat it up, and freshen it up. But here it is. All right, so that's how you make chicken francaise. It's a real easy one. Subscribe to this channel, like, share, do all that good stuff. And if you want me to make another recipe, leave it in the comments. So I will put that one on the list. Next dish coming up is another chicken dish. Watch it. Until next time, see ya. All right, James.
Can I eat?
Of course you can eat. Okay. How many pieces do you want?
4.
4? All right, we're gonna start with 2. Okay. All right, let me get it.